Crews is back at it. Okay. And everybody gave me hell when I was like, yo, Terry Crews is compromised. And they were like, no, he's entitled to his opinion and he's allowed to say this. And I was like, he is allowed to say it, but there's some, like, come on, man. He started out with the black people and the Black Lives Matter movement turning into black supremacy. And everybody was like, oh, well, you know, he's just saying. And then he said Black Lives Matter shouldn't turn into Black Lives Better. And a lot of people ignored it, but you know, you and I, especially me, huh?
He's been on a fucking roll.
But nobody wants to admit it. Like, that is compromise right there. Like, if you...
He went on to say that he thinks it's because he's married to a white woman. I'm like, a mixed woman. I'm like, bro, no one's ever gave a fuck about you being married to a mixed woman. Like, that's like the fifth thing that's wrong with you, if that is a problem.
Only time I've ever heard somebody bring up his wife was when they said, how you let some dude grab your dick in front of your wife? That's the only time I ever heard about his wife.
Yeah, but he was on TV the other day talking about, yeah, that's why they hate me, because my wife is mixed. I was like, man, that's you know that's not true.
Yo, he sound like one of those dudes that's like, yo, they just mad because I got them J's. Like, thinking what? Like, you got something that anybody could get.
Like I said, you can have the nicest J's if the shoelaces ain't right. I don't give it. The fuck is for me. But Terry Crews, like, what was his acronym for COON?
His acronym for COON. Hold on, let me pull it up right here in the phone. Got the screenshot. Conquer our own negativity.
Oh, I got one. Colored, opportunistic, oppressed Negroes. That's what COON is. What did he say? Run that again.
He said, conquer our own negativity.
Oh, wow. So that's been going on since 1695. That's
I don't know what he was. Once again,
I think my acronym is better, but yeah, that's.
I like your acronym too. But see, here's the thing, though, right? Like, what he's trying to do is what I guess we did with the word nigga. Like, try to turn it into some. Even though the word nigga still has a negative connotation to it. I don't care how you want to. You know, people will be like, oh, well, it's a term of endearment. No, it's not. It's ignorant, it's gross, it's disgusting. I don't care. Same thing with the word coon. Like, coon is just, it's never going to have a positive effect to it. And I think what it is Terry Crews is trying to do the Eminem and 8 Mile effect, like use it against, like, call me a coon all you want. This is what it means. It's like, no.
Cool. He's like, fuck it. That's what they think.
Yeah, he's embracing it. He's like, fuck it. I'll be, fucking might as well get the fucking raccoon hat.
This is a father of like 3 children, and he out here embracing that you know what I mean? That name. Like, I don't even think people say he's a lost soul. He's sunken.
He's compromised.
It's compromised, but half the industry is compromised. I think he's just. I think he's paid. People say
he has to be at the top of that pyramid of compromise. Like, he's at the top.
You got to be getting paid something to be doing. I mean, look at you just ran down all of the things. The Black lives shouldn't matter more than whites. Black supremacy. COON, the COON acronym. He's been on a roll months. I'm like, bro, they're putting
people mad because his wife is mixed. Like,
yeah, it's a percentage of black people who really think that way, who are actually like supportive of Terry Crews. I call them Scary Crews. But they are really supporting that. He's pushing that dumbass narrative. Like, oh, we can't be racist and want to stop racism. Like, well, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah, Terry Crews. Somebody needs to take his Twitter. Just take his Twitter away. I can't believe his wife is still letting him tweet.
She probably feels the same fucking way, or either that check is pretty lovely that they paying him. Because I refuse to believe he's just doing this.
If you had to guess, who would you think is cutting him a check for him to be out here just with this propaganda? If you had to take a guess,
it could be the Hollywood elitists, the Hollywood elites. It could be the Jews, people who run media. It could be the Republican Party. Who knows? I mean, but I definitely think he's getting paid. Next thing you know, you might see him up there with Diamond and Silk and Trump or something like that. He's that big black Negro, that big buck on the plantation.
Yep.
That will do whatever. And he knows he's a big black scary motherfucker, and he will strip himself down.
He ain't scared. You let a white dude grab your dick in front of your wife. Nigga, I am not afraid of you.
Yeah. And
Out of here.
The first time that happened, I think that was the first time it happened in front of somebody. It happened
Right.
in front of his wife, and that's when he.
Because there's no way. Like, why would that dude be bold enough to do that?
Because he's probably done it before. That's why. It's just, this time Terry was like, "Hold up, my wife is here now."
Yeah. Hold up, nigga. Not in public.
Yeah, not in the elevator, man. Hit me up later. You know, because that I definitely don't think that was the first time. I mean, he broke in the movie business. You know, chasing Cat Williams around and shit like that. Man. I mean, he's a sad kid.
I can't believe that the same people that told me that, oh, you know, he's entitled to his opinion, is being quiet about this. Like, he's trying to embrace the word coon as if it's a cool thing. It's not. It will never be.
I think we just got to, at some point, we got to just tune him out. And just because the more we feed into it, and I might sound hypocritical because we're talking about it, fuck it, it's good content. But
right.
The more we feed into that dumb shit, the more it just grows. So, I mean, I think if we can ignore Terry Crews and just say, man, fuck that dumb ass shit, it'll fade away. But as long as we keep feeding into it, he's going to continue to keep coming up. He'll say some wild shit this week. You know, as we go into the election, it just keeps getting more aggressive and aggressive. And I'm like, bro,
he's got like a 3-4 week run. Like, he'll be quiet now, and then like in 3 weeks he'll come up with something else, because he's just responding to what everybody is saying. Like,
I knew he was done. I know you don't watch sports, but the Clippers had an owner a few years ago that got they had to make him sell the team because they heard voice messages of him.
Oh yeah. What was that nigga name?
Donald Sterling.
Yep, Donald Sterling. I remember that.
Terry Crews did an interview, I think, with Vlad TV or someone. He was like, "Yeah, we need to forgive Donald Sterling." I was like, "Yeah, that's what I do." I said, "Yeah, this nigga's a sucker."
But you know what? We can't blame him for that, because that has been something that has been enameled in us since, you know, before. Like, because black people are some of the most forgiving people on the planet. Like, and I've never understood that. Like, when with that little white kid shot up the church, and everybody wanted to pray for him. It's like, fuck praying for this nigga, whoop his ass.
Christianity has a lot to do with it. I don't think without Christianity, I ain't trying to go deep into it, but I don't think without religion and when you have the same religion as your oppressor and you live off that and you got a lot to pray for, so you pray even twice as hard as them. That's where a lot of the forgiveness and shit comes from. I'm not surprised church people forgave Dylan Ruth. No, because that's what they've been taught their whole life.
He shot people in a church. Like, how can y'all just sit there and just be like, all right, let's pray for? No, whoop his ass.
They prayed, and most of them were victims of, you know, families, the relatives of the victims. They were like, oh, I'm just gonna pray for them. But that's that Christianity. That's that.
They took that nigga to get a Whopper right afterwards, like. And then they wonder why motherfuckers out here like Black Lives Matter, because of shit like this. Y'all don't care. Like, if he would have, like, there was a some information that came out about that Epstein case or whatever, where so it's like they were saying that the woman that was getting the girls, one of the girls said that black girls weren't allowed, like they wouldn't take the black girls, and somebody tweeted like, the one time racism works in our favor, and it's like, that's fucked up to think. Like, if it was black girls, they'd be like, well, maybe nobody would care as much, you know. And it's like,
they wouldn't have been no Amber Alerts or anything like that going to your phone. Like, it's crazy.
This is a sick, sad world we live in.